Imagine if you could wake up tomorrow without having to worry about money. No more overdue bills or that boss you have to please every day. And the best part, your money doesn't run out before the end of the month. Isn't that a dream? You could retire young or even help your parents stop working. It would be like living a stress-free life every day, without worrying about numbers or trying to make everything add up at the end of the month. This, my friend, is what we call financial freedom. Now, I'll share a secret with you. This future, where you live stress-free without financial worries, is not only possible but can become a reality in your life. And you know how? By following the same steps that made Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest and wisest men in the world, reach where he is today. Warren Buffett, who has an enormous fortune, didn't build that wealth through luck or risky bets. No. He followed simple financial habits, repeating them every day, month after month, year after year, like building a house, brick by brick. And the good news is that these same habits can help you build your financial freedom too. In this video, we will reveal these 10 secret commandments so you can also inevitably move toward financial freedom. But first, give a big thumbs up to this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. Spend wisely. Many people end up spending money they haven't even earned yet, but Warren Buffett has a powerful tip. Before buying anything, think about how many hours of work that purchase will cost you. Let's imagine you earn 4,000 Brazilian reals a month after taxes. This means, on average, you earn about 25 Brazilian reals per hour of work. Now, think about a car that costs 40,000 Brazilian reals. That car isn't just costing money but 1,600 hours of your work time. Is it worth it? Instead of going into debt or spending without thinking, Buffett suggests creating a monthly budget. This is simply a plan to know exactly how much you earn and how you spend your money. A 2018 study by U.S. Bank found that 55% of millennials don't make a budget or track their expenses. Without a plan, it's easy to lose control of your money. Buffett has a famous quote that sums up this idea well: "Don't spend what you earn, spend what's left after saving and investing." This means that before spending, you should set aside a portion for saving and investing. What's left is what you can spend without compromising your financial future. Action: use apps or a notebook as a journal to track all your expenses for a month. Categorize them and then set spending limits for each category based on your monthly income. Make your money work for you. When you keep money at home or in a non-interest-bearing bank account, it loses value due to inflation. This means over time, you can buy fewer things with the same amount of money. To avoid this, it's important to invest your money so it can grow. Let's imagine that 10 years ago, you had invested 10,000 Brazilian reals in a fund that tracks the S&P 500, which is a gauge of the 500 largest companies in the United States. Today, that investment would have grown to about 27,000 Brazilian reals, assuming an average annual return of 10% after accounting for fees. But if you had kept the 10,000 Brazilian reals in cash, it would be worth the same or even less now due to inflation. Warren Buffett recommends spending between 15 to 30 minutes a day learning about finance before you start investing. You don't need to be a finance expert, but it's essential to understand the basics of choosing good stocks and growing your money over time. A 2017 study by the University of Cambridge showed that people with basic financial knowledge can increase their savings by an average of 15%. In other words, investing in your financial education is one of the best investments you can make because the return is huge. Action: open a low-cost online brokerage account, such as at Charles Schwab or Fidelity. Start investing 100 Brazilian reals monthly in a diversified fund like VTI or FCT Rocks. Then, periodically increase your contribution as your savings grow. Change your environment. Warren Buffett has a curious habit. He likes to analyze investments while drinking a soda at McDonald's, rather than being stuck in his office. Why does he do this? Because a different environment can stimulate new ideas and a more creative way of thinking. This is not new for great minds. Albert Einstein, for example, was not in a lab when he formulated his famous theory of relativity in 1905. He was working in a patent office in Switzerland. By breaking out of your routine and exploring new places, reading different things, or visiting unexpected locations, you give your mind the opportunity to open up and connect ideas in innovative ways. Einstein once said, "Go where others haven't and do what others haven't done," highlighting how changing your environment can nurture creativity. So, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone from time to time. This could be the push you need to think more creatively and find solutions others haven't seen. Action. The next time you face a financial problem or investment decision, work on it while having coffee, walking in the park, or riding the subway, instead of sitting in front of a computer. This small change will stimulate fresh ideas. Avoid credit card traps. Imagine that 78% of workers in the United States live paycheck to paycheck, always worried about bills. And do you know what expense contributes the most to them being in debt? Credit cards. The average credit card interest rate is 16%. Now, think about this. If you owe 5,000 Brazilian reals and only pay the minimum amount every month, in 5 years you'll end up paying 7,200 Brazilian reals just in interest. That's like throwing money away. Warren Buffett has valuable advice for this. Use the credit card only as a payment method, not as a loan. Pay the full amount each month to avoid accumulating debt. And if you find it hard to resist spending temptations, keep only one card and, if necessary, destroy the others. As Buffett once said, use credit with extreme caution if you must use it. This is a smart way to avoid falling into credit traps and keep your finances under control. Action. Calculate how much you owe on credit cards and how much you pay annually just in interest using an online calculator. This will motivate you to pay them off immediately. Delay the purchase of new technologies. Did you know that 80% of people upgrade their smartphones even when their old one is still working? This is part of how capitalism encourages us to buy new things all the time. But look, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, uses a 10-year-old phone. And do you know why? Because, according to him, the phone still works well and it's not worth spending money to get the latest model. Now, think about it. Does it make sense to replace something that still works just to have the newest? If you find yourself wanting the latest iPhone or a new laptop just because it was recently released, ask yourself, do I really need this, or am I being influenced by marketing? As Buffett said, the cheapest technology is almost always the best, unless there's a specific reason to buy the newest and flashiest. This way, you save money and avoid falling into the trap of impulse buying. Action. The next time you want to upgrade a gadget or device, wait a year. By then, the novelty will have passed, and you'll have more clarity to make a pragmatic decision. If you're committed to your financial freedom, be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Avoid eating out frequently. Did you know that millennials in the United States spend more money on restaurants than any other age group? In 2018, it was found that 46% of this group spend more dining out than saving for retirement. That's something to think about, right? Now, imagine this. Warren Buffett, who is a billionaire, rarely eats in restaurants. And when he does, he often uses discount coupons. It might seem excessive, but it shows how careful he is with money, avoiding spending on things that don't bring long-term value. Buffett has a quote that illustrates this idea well: "I've seen many rich men go broke trying to look rich." In other words, overspending to appear as something we're not can lead to financial problems. And there's more. Every 1 Brazilian real you don't save and invest today could mean 10 Brazilian reals less in 30 years, assuming an 8% annual return after inflation. Therefore, by avoiding eating out so often, you might be securing a more solid financial future. Action. Eating out should be an occasional luxury, not a routine. If you currently spend 500 Brazilian reals or more per month on restaurants, cut that in half and invest the balance in your retirement. You'll thank yourself in a few decades. Don't buy new cars. Did you know that a new car loses 20% of its value as soon as it leaves the dealership? And in just 5 years, it can lose about 60% of its initial value. This means cars are assets that depreciate very quickly. Now, look at Warren Buffett's example. He still drives his 2009 Cadillac, and before that, he used the same car for almost 20 years until it was no longer reparable. He recommends buying certified pre-owned cars with 2 to 3 years of use and keeping them for 8 years or more. Let's do a quick calculation. If you spend 40,000 Brazilian reals on a new car and sell it after 5 years for 16,000 Brazilian reals, you've lost 24,000 Brazilian reals in depreciation alone. On the other hand, buying a used car for 20,000 Brazilian reals and selling it after 5 years for 10,000 Brazilian reals means you've lost only 10,000 Brazilian reals. Action. Research certified pre-owned cars and buy one that's 2 to 3 years old. Keep it well maintained to maximize its resale value and avoid the financial loss associated with new cars. Don't overpay for insurance. It's common to have insurance for many things in life, from health to cars and houses. But did you know that 60% of people don't review their insurance policies regularly? Warren Buffett suggests reviewing your insurance policies at least once a year to ensure you're not overpaying. Insurance companies often sell policies that are too expensive and don't provide additional benefits. For example, a family of 4 could save an average of 1,000 Brazilian reals a year by switching to a better health insurance plan with the same coverage. Action: review your insurance policies annually. Compare different options and select the one that offers the best coverage at the lowest cost. Invest in your knowledge. Buffett has a saying, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." Investing in your skills and knowledge can bring greater returns than any financial investment. For example, studies show that people with a bachelor's degree earn an average of 65% more than those without one. And this doesn't stop with formal education. Learning new skills, whether related to your job or personal interests, can open up new opportunities and increase your earning potential. Action: choose an area of interest or skill you want to develop and dedicate time and resources to improving it. Whether through online courses, workshops, or books, investing in your knowledge will pay off in the long run. Now, if you're ready to take these steps towards financial freedom, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. By following these 10 habits, you're setting yourself on the path to financial freedom. Start today and remember, every step you take brings you closer to a future without financial worries. Keep up the good work, stay motivated, and watch how your financial situation transforms over time.